there. I wanted to take a few minutes to explain a little bit more about why I'm so excited about designing and sharing this Letting Go program with you, and a little bit more, so hopefully this will start to answer some of your questions that are coming up. So, all of us have backpacks. Not physical ones. We have backpacks that we carry around with us. Robert Bly called it the human shadow, little where we put our emotions. So in this case, we have a backpack, and in that backpack we have boxes, and in each box is emotions, or the box represents emotions that we have collected over the years. So of course that backpack, that shadow, is starting to get quite heavy. These are all based on experiences that we've had and that we are still carrying with us. We attract people and these experiences into our lives for lessons that we need to learn. We've all signed agreements with our parents, with our friends, with our family, co-workers, basically everybody that we come into contact with, we have formed and signed an agreement with. Don't necessarily need to know why at this point, but just know that even everyone that I have invited to be part of this class, I have an agreement with, and I bet you all have agreements with each other as well. So the first agreement that we make, and the biggest one, is with our parents. They have stepped up to bring us that biggest experience. So something happened at an early age for us, and we create a box. So we're going to start with this nice big box and put it on the bottom here. So an event came into our life, whether we like it or not, wanted it or not, it was for a reason. And it is for something for us to learn about ourselves. Everything that happens is for our own good. We don't necessarily look at it that way. So some of us have really screwed up families, really screwed up childhood. This is going to be different for everybody, but this is the movie that we are creating about our lives. This is the story that we keep telling ourselves. So, as I said, the first box is the biggest, and that's their trigger. It doesn't matter what age it started. So it could be 3, could be 5, could be 10, could be 15. Something happened. We don't necessarily know or understand why this happened to us or what to do about it. So a year or so later, something else happens, and that brings another feeling. So we're going to pop that on top. And let's say something else happens a few years after that, and that goes on top. So let's say that one of those boxes, we had the feeling of abandonment. Then the next box on top of that, the next feeling, is the I'm not good enough, or why do people keep leaving me? And then the next box is losing trust in yourself. So now we've got this pile of boxes, and it's getting kind of heavy, and we now create disease or dis-ease in your life because of these emotions. So this could be asthma, it could be skin issues, it could be weight gain, it could be any number of things. So high school comes along. We have some experiences there. Perhaps we're really shy, we don't feel like we fit in, or we get bullied, we lose confidence in ourselves. We create more disease. Let's put another box on top of that. Doesn't matter what the disease is, it doesn't matter what the issue is, it's just a label. So now we grow up, we leave home, we have our first relationship. Those feelings that we get from that first relationship are related to that bottom box. We attract people into our lives based on the feelings that we've accumulated from that box, and we will continue to attract people based on those feelings and those initial experiences. And you might have had the experience, especially those early relationships, of feeling like you dated mom or dad. And so you might actually still be stuck in that sense of that relationship of dating mom or dad, or feelings from the bottom box. So the question is, how long are you going to live like this? Oftentimes we'll go on to the next relationship, and then maybe one after that. We become overly sensitive. We lose our sense of boundaries. Perhaps some abuse starts to happen. And all these emotions start piling up on top of each other. So everyone has different experiences. I'm just going to slide this over to the side here. And everyone has different boxes. Are you willing to drop your boxes? Are you willing to let go of the resistance? Are you waiting to hear mom or dad say, I'm sorry for what I did? Because that's not going to happen. You signed an agreement with them. They did what they did because of whatever you agreed upon. Unconsciously, you're aware of this, but physically, in this physical form, you might be stuck. Nobody's going to give you the apology. No one is going to say, I'm sorry. Shit happens, but we don't have to keep swimming in it. You want to get the golden nugget and get the hell out. But if you are stuck, let's throw a couple more boxes on here. Things happen. You can attract more disease into your life, or perhaps a bigger disease. And then you can keep attracting one relationship after another. And you say to yourself, oh my God, how did I get here? My life's a mess. So then you go to a healer and you say, I have these symptoms. And the healer goes, okay, great. We'll take that one off and we'll take that one off. You're feeling a bit better. But then what happens is that you attract a similar experience. Oh, we'll actually put it down here. We'll turn it sideways. And then something else happens, maybe not that way. And you've now got a second pile that started up because we're attracting those same experiences and those same feelings because we haven't dealt with that bottom box, that trigger box. That bottom box is now turning into a boiler. And it is creating, or can create, all sorts of havoc in your life. So what you need to do is take out that bottom box and everything else is going to fall. Trying to do one at a time, it's just going to pile it back up over here. You haven't actually taken it out of your backpack, you're just moving it around. It's not even bad to do that work. It's about cutting the agreements that you have with those people to attract those situations and those feelings into your life. This is really what it's all about. This is the part that I love, is getting to that bottom box, getting to those feelings and getting at the roots and pulling them out. This is what keeps us small. This is what keeps us in our box. So this is where we keep repeating those patterns. We're attracting new relationships. Even our clients can bring us those lessons that we still haven't cleared from mom and dad. So it's not that we're dating mom and dad, we're just simply attracting the same people to remind us that we need to clear that stuff with mom and dad. So here's an example. I'm feeling cold. The window's open. All I have to do is go and close that window and I'll be cold, or I'll be warmer, not colder. So we need to go to the source. We need to go to that bottom box and remove it. We need to let go of that grip. There's that fear. We're not attracting disease because we're sick. We're attracting disease because we're resistant to the change. And for so long, we've been holding it in our body, and the body has to do something with it. So it manifests the disease. Once we drop the resistance, honestly, the disease can leave as quickly as it came. But if we feel like we're waiting for that apology, that we need to just keep blaming everybody else, I don't feel loved, I don't feel appreciated, heard, seen. It's not about them, it's about you. The other thing just to take into consideration is sometimes the experience is not necessarily ours. Sometimes you witness it, but then you take it on and you adopt it. So it's really important to notice what's yours and what's not. All right, one more little thing here. And this is what was the big shift for me. It might come in backwards, in which case I will send it to you. Up here is our soul. I'll drop it down here. We made agreements, as I said, first of all, with our parents. And if we didn't learn those lessons, then they showed up in our relationships. And they show up in coworkers and friends. So again, you'll start to notice that certain people, as we said, remind you of your parents. So you might have done some work. So then the soul also brings in healers and teachers and experiences for us to start to grow. And then we can start to clear up these agreements. And again, we might have removed one or two boxes, but it's really not until we go in and start to pull up, get this box and get it out, pull those weeds out, that we start to what's called the new you. And from here, you get to go in to move into what you're really meant to do. And when we heal ourselves from our parents, from these agreements, we are actually healing our ancestors who are all sitting up here waiting for us. And we're healing our children. So we're healing that past and we're healing the future. So for me, when I saw this diagram and I saw all those circles of my ancestors up there, that was a huge thing for me. Because not only am I going to free myself, and I'm going to free my parents, but I'm going to free a whole lot of other souls that are stuck. So I hope you will join me in this journey to pull up your weeds, to knock over those boxes and get to that bottom one, open it, empty it, so that you can live your destiny and purpose, which to be happy, fulfilled, and joyful in all areas. That's my wish for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer anything else.